back at it like a crack at it. TSR show. You know how we do it. We doing it big. Got my boy Smurf right over there. And just real quick, guys, Taco Chronicles Part 2 is uploaded up there. Make sure y'all check it out. We going out almost every time this year. So make sure y'all check it out. Like, subscribe if you haven't subscribed. And let's get it popping, y'all. How y'all doing today?
We at it.
We be at it, man.
We recording during the day, early in the day.
I like it like this, though.
It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good.
It's gonna be nice.
I like the sun.
Let me make sure the bulge ain't showing like last time.
Ooh, the big old bulge.
Yeah.
The bulge.
He's got that. He's got that
little oodle noodle.
he's got
Like a bowl of ramen over there.
he's got that bottom ramen.
It's not like they could see her. Is it like,
They really had
marble?
They had to really had to zoom in on that one.
And go and edit that shit out. Let's start it off with off the top.
So off the top, any of y'all got an off the top right away? Nah, yes.
I got a quick one.
Let's go, baby.
What is it?
I just got a quick one. I just gotta say for all the young guys out there, don't be falling in love right away. I've seen some things recently. I talked to a few friends, girls that I talked to, and these dudes out here, I'm tired of talking like Smurf over here. These guys out here dropping the L word right away. I love
simping,
you.
straight simping.
Yeah, right away saying I love you, and it's like, man, you just can't be throwing that word out, especially when these, and not all women are fucking scandalous, bro. And I'll just bring up a couple instances. There's this girl I talked to, and she's talking about I said, hey, what's up? How's it going?
Yeah.
And she goes, yeah, I've been seeing this guy. I was like, oh, that's cool. I'm happy for you. Yeah, but he has a girlfriend. I'm just doing it because I don't want to get hurt.
Oh my.
And that guy's all up in his feelings. They went into this situation with her saying, hey, I just want to have fun. I just want to get laid. And next you know, he turns around and says, I'm catching feelings for you. If you know what it is, it's just a little sex here and there. You guys are having a good time. You can't be catching feelings like that, especially when you got a girl.
It's funny that you say that. I know someone personally that's like that. Like, got it. I don't know if I should say it, but
yeah. But then and then there's another girl that I know. She's literally texting her ex, I miss you, I love you, I want to get back with you. And that bitch is out here going on vacation with the new boyfriend. And I'm like, so guys, don't be falling in love with these chicks, especially these bitches. And I don't mean women all in general. I'm saying bitches like this because
We just gonna call them divas.
yes, there it is. That's
Divas.
a good way to put it. And I've
Divas.
been searching for a word.
we gotta be PC about it.
Because I use
It's not even PC. It's an accurate statement.
and I use like cunt in a general sense of talking about a woman that's kind of an asshole, right?
Yeah.
They're mean. A bitch, I always look at her in a way like she's trifling. Divas, that's a very good way to put it. I just don't fall in love with these girls, man, because they're always doing something behind your back, and you're gonna think that they're these girls that you're all, hey, they're a good girl. No, they're not, bro. Women like that they demand the most respect. They demand, hey, you need to do this for me, you need to do that for me, but then they're still doing shit behind your back. So just watch out for these divas out there, guys.
And watch out for these dudes who leave tags and stickers on their clothes.
Oh, who got that? Oh.
They're new, bro. They're new.
Yeah, but that's my off the top. Just watch out what you guys are doing out there. Just be careful, man.
This one's been calling me out, bro. Like,
regularly.
Like that whole shit last week. You could have let the fart slide.
That was funny.
Like, you know what I'm saying? He let it slide.
That was funny.
He straight up called me out.
Yeah, but just watch out what you're doing out there. That's mine. Just be careful with all those divas out there. They're gonna try to take you for a ride.
Right. Mine has to do. Okay, so things are starting to kind of open up here, right? And so like yesterday was like my first time really going out in a long time.
Ooh.
Like actually going out to eat and sitting down in a restaurant and actually eating.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's only like 25% capacity, right? It's not that busy, right? So my thing is, why has customer service really taken a fucking dip since this pandemic, bro? Like, we're there, we're eating. I took my mom and my dad out to eat, right? And I'm thinking we're gonna have a good time. So we get there. Number one, we gotta wait like 50 minutes. It's cool, whatever. Like, I missed it. And so we walk in there. It's not that busy. This chick has to only wait this little area, which was like 4 tables, right? Literally just 4 tables. But the whole time, like, she tended all the other tables more than our table, right? And I'm like, yo, I need to refill my water. Didn't get it. Then we start ordering, and we start ordering, and it's like she's trying to like rush it. Like, all right, what do you need? And like, I wasn't even done ordering yet, and she had already put the pad away, and I was like, oh, okay, well, this, and this too. And she's like, oh, okay, comes back, forgets those things that I said. And I'm just like, see, that's why you got to write it down. Why were you trying to rush? You only got 4 tables here. So then at the end of it, my mom's like, all right, leave her 20%. I was like, oh, hell no. Like, just because it's been pandemic, because she's like, well, it's been COVID. You don't know where she's been to. I'm like, you still got to earn it. Like, I still got to go to work and earn my money. I can't just show up, sleep for 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, and they still going to give me a check. Like, you still got to earn it. That's never going to change me. And I'm a good tipper. When you're a good waitress or you tend to us good, I tip over 20%. I'm a damn good tipper. Because I was in that industry of food and what it takes. But when you ain't got it's not that busy, bro. It ain't that serious for you to not tend to me and do that, like earn that check. So I still left a tip, but it was nowhere near what my mom wanted to leave it. And like, I gave her the money and she kind of like rolled her eyes, and I'm like, hey, that's on you. This is I'm paying you based on your performance. This is your review right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So make sure y'all do better, especially now that things are opening up. If you're in that customer service business, like, you should be at a 200% every single time. If not, start your own YouTube channel.
So her QBR was low then, right?
Oh, mad low.
So hey, we okay with throwing the restaurant under the bus at least, right?
Mm.
I don't want to do that because I like it there. That was the only time. That's what I'm saying.
I would have thrown it under.
My thing was, like, we've been there plenty of times before this, and it was way busier and got tended to way better. So I don't know if it's just a new
Was this
waitress.
a millennial?
Nah, that was the thing. She was older, like
Can we get Cerise?
kind of like, oh yeah.
Yeah, can we get Cerise?
It was a Mexican restaurant.
Obviously.
yeah, I was gonna say, was it a Mexican girl though?
Yeah, oh yeah. And that's what I think I got disappointed more. It's like, yo, as Mexicans, we've already been held to a higher standard. You know what I'm saying? You're really lowering it right now as we speak.
You're really acting like a real American.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I can't believe I just said yeah to that.
So, okay. I don't have an off the top, but I got a quick little story. I guess it's an off the top. So, I'm the king of forgetting stuff, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we know.
I'm always forgetting stuff. But in the power rankings of forgetting stuff, there's someone else in this room that forgets a lot of stuff. So, it was last week, maybe 2 weeks ago. I'm doing a power reload at my house. I'm doing a power reload, right? And for people who don't know what a power reload is, basically I'm mounting my TV and I'm putting the power up top. That way we can seal the cords, right?
Yeah.
And so it's me and Zay, and we're there, right? And out of nowhere, Hector pops up.
Yeah.
He shows up. Didn't even let me know he was on the way. He just shows up with his Carhartt, and he pops out of nowhere. I didn't even know. I thought it was you that was there because I had told you to come.
Oh yeah.
But you didn't pop up. And all of a sudden I hear Hector's voice in the background. So he's coming to the room, right? He comes to the room, right?
Ah, no, I know.
And then me and Isaiah, we're working, right? We're working.
Yeah.
And then all Hector does is just sits, or not even sits there, he just stands there and he critiques. He just critiques. He just keeps talking, right? And he basically, which is cool, like.
I wasn't critiquing the business.
But
like,
basically, no, he's not critiquing. He's just talking, right? He's just talking, right? But he came to pick up some stuff from my house. But in the process, like he keeps saying, "All right, I gotta go. No, I gotta go. I just came for this. 10, 15 minutes go by. He's still saying the same shit, and he's still there saying the same shit, just watching us, right? And then, to make a long story short, did you get everything?
No, I forgot my controller.
He forgot his controller. He went over there to pick up some of his stuff and his controller, and he didn't.
Yeah,
he still forgot it.
I left.
You let it be in the freaking.
It was funny because I got home. I was like, oh, I'm gonna play some Madden, and I started looking for my controller. I was like, oh, did I leave it in the car? And I was like, oh, I fucking forgot my controller.
You turned into a spectator,
Yeah,
and then you forget
bro.
the controller that you go get.
It was funny though because you know Zay, right?
Yeah.
So it's like 9:30. Oh, it's 10 o'clock at night, right? And this dude's still working, and Zay is like behind him, like catty corner. He didn't see his face, and Smurf just makes a comment to him. He's like, "You've been here for hella long, huh?" And Zay pulls out his phone. He's like, "Yeah, I'm getting a little hungry." And I tell Zay, I was like, "Hey, tell her to put your dinner in the microwave. You'll eat it when you get home."
Yeah. But that's what made it funny because Hector went there for a reason and he got sidetracked by all the side shit. He goes home and it's like, didn't you come to my house for something?
Yeah. Now I remember. Is it still there?
He's still in
Yeah.
So yeah,
I
he-
always be forgetting shit.
Yeah, he always be forgetting stuff.
I went for one reason and I got most of it though. I got everything else that was
Yeah.
there. But
Yeah, he got most of the stuff.
So you forgot the most important thing though.
yeah, I forgot.
And then you got home, you're like,
I
I'm ready to
used my
play.
lady's pink controller. It's instead of my manly red one.
And then on
That's-
top of
that-
that,
that Tiger Woods
he
special. Hey, shout out.
still played Madden 20, right?
Yeah.
Madden 20.
Oh yeah, because they were all hurt with you. They're all, yeah, I won Madden 21, and I was like, I don't know.
Hey, but like the comparison when we had that little tournament with Madden 21,
Oh, that's the other thing.
I killed someone's morals. Like,
Yeah, Isaiah, Lil Zay.
Yeah.
Okay, so a little background on that is, I beat Hector most of the time I beat him.
Yeah.
So
I've gone better.
The one that's I'm competitive with is Isaiah.
Yeah.
So when I heard Isaiah was gonna play Hector, I was like, oh, Isaiah's gonna smoke him. So I go to the bathroom, I come back, and it's like fourth quarter, maybe third quarter, and he had put up like hella points.
no, it was the end of the first.
Or whatever. He had put up hella points. Basically, it was a close game, and that's because he kept running all over Isaiah. So Isaiah needs to work on his 2K and on his run defense.
Real quick, it was like this, right? First quarter. At the end of the first quarter, it was 21-0. But before that, it was 14-0. And Zaya, like, at first, he's playing all chillax. And before that, he's like, nah, all right, like, time to get serious. So he fucking posts up. He's ignoring us. Like, we're trying to talk to him, and he's just focused like this, right? Next thing you know, I'm playing with the Cowboys, of course. Ezekiel runs for 75 yards to the house.
A breakaway?
Yeah. This is it. He's like, I'm not even mad.
You know he was all in his
And then every time he would make a big play, he doesn't even celebrate. He just looks at me.
That's
He makes a
even
big
worse.
play, and then he just looks at me.
And then the whole time, and then finally,
Allowed to be frivolous.
oh snap! And then so it ends up getting to a close game. He crawls back, right, and then it comes down to the last second. He wins by 3, and so we finished the game. And I was like, oh, all right, that was a good one. I pop another beer, and then Zay's just sitting there like this, like, I don't even feel like I won that one. He was demoralized.
Oh man, dude,
276 rushing yards.
he was like that coach that wins the game when he's like, we got beat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right. So
Speaking of sports,
let's round it up. What y'all wanna talk about? Y'all want to talk about the MVP? The
We can go into that
ladder
real quick. Yeah.
So I got Giannis and LeBron nip and tuck, and in that top 5 I got Jokic, Steph, and Dame.
Whoa, wait. Giannis?
What?
You have Giannis and LeBron?
Jokic? Did I say Giannis?
Yeah.
I meant Embiid and LeBron.
Oh, bro, I was like, are you trying to troll right now?
I meant Embiid and LeBron.
We did not talk about that.
Trashes him way too much. Keep him in the MVP down,
I
bro.
was like, wow.
I did agree he should have won the MVP last year, though.
Yeah.
So who's your number 1 right now leading it? Is Embiid?
Embiid.
Embiid's leading it. Who's your number 1 leading it?
Embiid. I think Embiid's leading it, and then right behind him would be Dame.
Right. Oh, not LeBron.
Not LeBron.
Me, I know Embiid is leading it, but Dame should.
Yeah.
I'm a Dame fan.
Excuse me.
Go ahead based on Embiid. It's just
Okay,
numbers.
Embiid. I say Embiid because he's missed 6-7 games, but I say Embiid because he's putting up the numbers. His team is great, number 1 seed in the East.
Right.
So I usually tend to go best player, best team. I know the best team is Utah, but I kind of struggle with Utah, with Donovan Mitchell, Rudy Gobert. To me, that's more of a systematic team.
The triangle.
No, and that's why I give it to Embiid, and then LeBron is right there. But the reason why it's not LeBron is because they've won 2 games since Anthony Davis has missed. And then I put Jokic there, I put Steph, I put Dame, I put Kawhi, I put those guys right there. And coming close is James Harden. He's on the way.
So you wouldn't even put Mitchell in that top 5,
No.
even though it's on the
No.
best team? Okay.
No.
Sure, hey, just asking the question.
Yeah, the reason I don't have LeBron up there is because all the losses that he's taken recently. A lot of losses, and then I think he needs a rest. I think he really needs a rest.
Well, All-Star break is coming up.
Yeah, but
He don't play.
rest. You know what I mean? But yeah, I have him, Embiid, and then Dame. But Jokic, what is his name?
Nikola Jokic.
Yeah, Jokic is up there too.
I call him
You sound like Shaq. How do you pronounce his name?
Yeah, I don't,
I say
I'm not
Nikola.
Russian. Or whatever he is.
He's not
Pelican.
Russian.
What is he?
Isn't he from like Slovenia?
Slovenia? Yeah.
Where's
I've always
Luka
said
from?
Nikola Jokic. Nikola.
All I know is they're from Europe somewhere.
Nikola.
Nicola?
I don't know.
No.
Nikola.
Nikola Jokic.
That's what I
Nikola
say.
Jokic.
See, and I was calling Jokovic.
You say Nikola?
Jokovic.
I was calling him Jokovic there for a while. Where I get the CH from, Jokovic.
Jokovic.
Yeah, well, I, like for me, the reason I picked Dame is because he's also
Serbian. He's Serbian.
Serbian.
Oh, Serbia? He's from Serbia? Yeah.
For me, like Dame has been to me. If we're talking like, now the MVP is like a regular season award, right?
It's straight regular season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So to me, it's kind of like when I see Dame, I respect Dame in a sense of he's not willing to run away from the adversity. He's not looking for an easy way out. He's not one guy that tries to recruit all these superstars to come over there or try to go to a superstar team.
Mm-hmm.
But he also puts up the numbers and always has his team in contention. He is the MVP of that team, but if we're talking about most valuable player, it's hard when you have a team of superstars to say like, if they don't have that one guy, they're not going to be good. Literally, you can look at Portland and say if they don't have Dame, they ain't winning these games.
But you can say that about a lot of players and
Yeah.
teams.
Right. But what I'm saying is he's always had him in contention. I mean, he hasn't gone to the promised land, but you got to respect the fact that he's even told players like, I don't do that running away shit.
Well, I like Dame.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's
I'm a-
why, to me, if we're talking like in my preference of an MVP,
But-
Dame would be an MVP.
the MVP so far.
Just an MVP, and like I feel like
Is he an MVP candidate or the MVP so far?
MVP candidate. Obviously,
Okay, well,
yeah,
who is your
obviously.
MVP so far?
Right now is Dame.
So he's in.
I like Dame.
So even so
Feelings over facts. Right
I just feel like he
So-
brings a lot to that team.
okay, I
brings
like
a
Dame.
lot
I like
to that
Dame
team.
too, but they just lost 4 in a row, and he just lost to LeBron without AD.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I forgot.
That and that's why I said it's a candidate right now, but you gotta say like literally he's on a team.
Yeah, no
and he's
CJ
been on-
McCollum, no Nurkic right now.
Yeah.
and he's the driving force of that team, and it has been for years since he's gotten there. And
The most clutch player in the NBA.
yes, and for him not to even try to recruit guys to come down here, like and still be putting up numbers. I mean he's always working on him. And trying to provide and I think that kind of because he's from Oakland, right?
Yeah, he's from Brooklyn.
That's that like Oakland mindset that he has that he's bringing to Portland. Like, yo, if y'all want to rock with us. That's cool. But I ain't gonna kiss your ass to come over here, and I'm not gonna just take an easy way out. I'm Oakland bred, so it's like we gotta work hard to get what we want. And that's what I'm doing. I'm doing my thing.
Well, y'all remember how he called out Paul George last year when
Yeah.
in the bubble? What had happened? He said, okay, remember the year before that when he hit the game winner? When he hit the game winner on the Thunder.
Yeah.
He hit the game winner on the Thunder. Remember that on Paul George
Yeah.
and sent them home?
Yes.
And then last year, he said something about Paul George because they posted about Damian Lillard saying 1, 2, 3 Cancun because the Blazers were about to get sent home. And then Paul George Damian Lillard said about Paul George, well, I'm not one who runs from the grind
Yes.
Oh yeah.
because he went from OKC to the Clippers.
To the
Yeah.
Clippers.
Yeah.
And that's why the Clippers had this big head mentality.
That's why they went out.
Keep going, keep going.
Yeah, that's why like you saw the Clippers last year. You said it earlier in shows, make sure y'all go ahead and go back, that they were acting like they have already won something. And they didn't.
Right.
And that's why I respect Dame even more. You know what I mean? I respect Dame even more because of the fact that he doesn't run from the grind. How many times could he have actually gone out and went to another team and already probably gotten a ring?
Yeah.
But he's like, nah, man, I'm gonna win it here. This team took a chance on me, and I'm gonna bring one to this organization before I leave. If not, I'm gonna give it my all before I run away and just start doing what everybody else is doing. I ain't built like that.
He's always been underrated. But now that we're talking about that, I wanna talk about this a little quick. I don't know if I talked to you or Anthony. Who does LeBron pick number 1 overall in the draft?
Ooh yeah.
And remember, they're picking
For the
out of
All-Star
the
game.
starters. They're picking out of the starters first. So let's go through the candidates. So
So it's KD and LeBron picking their teams for the
Yes.
All-Star game.
right.
So who is he gonna pick first? I said Steph Curry.
That was my pick. was
But
Steph Curry.
okay, so he's gonna pick his former
Rival?
rival.
The All-Star break though is like that's
But do you think he'll pick Kyrie?
Yeah. Do you think he'll? I don't think he'll
KD?
pick Kyrie, right? Because I think KD's snatching him up with his first pick.
Yeah.
yeah. That's who I have KD picking first is Kyrie.
Now let me ask you this. Say LeBron goes with, I don't know, someone that's not Steph, and it's KD's pick. Does he pick Steph or
Or
Kyrie?
Kyrie.
LeBron?
No,
KD.
KD.
So say LeBron goes with who is it?
Kawhi.
Kawhi.
Let's say
Kawhi, yeah.
Which is another rival.
So will KD pick Kyrie or will KD pick Steph? I was gonna say Steph, but KD used to play with Steph.
See, and I would
And
say
now he plays with Kyrie. So which one is it gonna be?
I don't My thing, I think he's gonna go with Kyrie because I even though he's cool with Steph, and we don't know because KD's departure from Golden State wasn't like the best homie departure.
It was kind of shady.
Yeah, it was a little shady in a way.
What do you mean?
Like just the way he went out with the whole Draymond Green, calling him out. They were going at each other. That started to boil into a lot of turmoil within those two. And I think KD would just, he's kind of like a sentimental dude. You know what I'm saying? Like he was like.
What does that have to do with Steph?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I know he's cool with Steph, but I think right now he's cool with Kyrie. So I'm gonna pick who I'm cool with at the moment, which would be Kyrie, because KD is like not even gonna be there.
Yeah, because they're both emotional. Him and Kyrie are both emotional. So
I think he picks Kyrie. But
I
think it's just one of those like, damn, like.
It's one of those ones that you're like.
It's like saying you're Dak Prescott and you're all like, all right, you need to pick a receiver out of Michael Gallup and CeeDee Lamb, or Amari Cooper and Michael Gallup. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, and I feel you. That's why I think KD just goes with Kyrie.
Too much Dak Prescott talk over here.
Hey, bro, I'm just saying. Dak would probably go with Gallup. You know what I'm saying? But.
So then, if that's the case, LeBron has to pick Steph third if he doesn't pick him first, right?
Yeah. He would have to.
You would have to. You gotta have Steph. Steph can't be. Picked out of the like last. He's top three.
Now what about Kawhi? Because right now, LeBron has a lot of, how would I say, rivalries with current players.
He has frenemies.
And before players. So Steph Curry was a former rival. Right now he's got a rivalry with Kawhi.
And the Nets.
And then Giannis.
What's the rivalry with Kawhi?
The whole they were talking shit last year.
Yeah.
They were the Clippers were talking all that shit about the Lakers.
Yeah.
And then basically
talking about
the Lakers
the
were making fun of the Clippers when they lost, when they got eliminated. And then you got Giannis, who LeBron feels like LeBron should have won the MVP over Giannis
last year. Yep, and he's in his feelings about it.
And then you got Kyrie, which I can't see LeBron drafting Kyrie, right?
No. Kyrie, he's on his...
Yeah, with the beat that's going on
so that's 3 players already
eliminated
LeBron's
from
got
his
history
pool.
with, including with KD and LeBron. So he's basically got like 5 players that's like, all right.
So he's
there's in Joel Embiid. Because Joel Embiid, because they're going at it for MVP. And then, I don't know if you guys remember, the hard foul on Joel Embiid, LeBron got his first flagrant since like 2000 and like early 2010s.
Yeah.
He dropped Joel Embiid. Bad. And then we got some technical difficulties. But anyways, we're going to stray away from that, and we're going to talk about the whole, have you guys heard about the whole LeBron and Ibrahimovic? So I'll educate.
Oh yeah, Ibrahimovic, yeah.
No, I've heard it. Basically, Ibrahimovic says something to the extent of, don't talk about politics, talk about something you're good at, don't touch that topic. And basically LeBron said, no way, I'll just stick to sports, because Ibrahimovic says something to the extent of, just stick to sports.
Right.
But how would I say? The first thing that popped up to my head is we can't call him a MAGA, because that's usually what a Fox News watcher,
What's that girl that said it? She said, stick to basketball.
Yeah, but it trickled down to everybody that watches, what is it, the Republican mindset point of view people?
Fox News that shit.
But the thing is, Ibrahimovic ain't American.
No.
Ibrahimovic is from Sweden. He's a soccer player. So this one's a little different to attack, because I don't know how the hell they doing in Sweden. I don't know what it is over there. But LeBron said, you know, he did his homework, and I guess Ibrahimovic made a comment about politics in 2016 or something like that.
Here
So,
in American politics or Sweden?
in Sweden.
Okay.
And
And so what was Ibrahimovic, baby?
what
was
did he
his
exactly
comment?
say?
Yeah, no, what was his response?
He hasn't
to-
responded.
Oh, he hasn't
since
responded.
then.
Ooh. So, okay, so my question is how, let's start off with this. What is your feelings on athletes speaking about politics and
This is a
those
good topic
movements?
to attack.
Huh?
This is a good topic.
I want to hear y'all because y'all know where I'm at when it comes to politics.
What?
So I don't lean either way.
I know.
I'm my own person. So I want to hear what you guys lean. I'm not saying you guys are any which way, but you guys know more about politics than I do, is what I'm saying. So, I'll start off with you. What is your comments on Ibrahimovic telling LeBron, hey, don't be talking about politics. Just stick to what you're good at and talk about what you're good at.
Well, obviously he's saying that because he's from another country and he doesn't really have an investment on what's going on here. You know, what's the biggest investment that he has is maybe he gets taxed here
Well,
for
it's
money.
money, though, too,
Yeah, that's it.
yeah.
That's it, money. As far as politics goes, he's probably a dual citizen. You know what I mean? Maybe he has a work visa. I don't know. As far as doing politics on that, I really think, and I'm gonna say it bluntly, I think he needs to shut the fuck up and just let LeBron do whatever he does. That's LeBron. I know he's good at basketball, but he does. I don't mind when athletes talk about stuff, especially being a minority. That's the biggest thing, because minorities, especially with the things that go on in this particular country, they do have to have a voice, to a sense,
Right.
to bring light to certain things that is happening in the public and everything like that. So, because when a star athlete talks about it, when it brings light to it a lot more than just a regular everyday Joe.
Right.
You know, I mean, that's my opinion on it. But it's kind of brutal, but I think, hey, bro, you know, when you were in Sweden, you probably said something about your people there too, because you're invested in your country, the politics, the culture, everything like that. I think it probably to him, it's here he probably says, hey, just do what you need to do, but they do need to speak up a lot, especially being a minority.
Smurf?
So I'm gonna attack this from both sides, both point of views. Number one is
I'm here for the tea.
I've watched sports all my life, and it wasn't up until the 2010s, right around when Obama or Trump, like Obama's near end, Trump's entrance, where athletes were more like,
Involved
let's
in
talk about the
politics.
cause,
Yeah.
let's talk about the politics. In my head, I think Trump induced that. I don't know, just go back in your head. When did you start hearing athletes like being open about stuff like that? Because from when I started watching sports in like the late 90s up until like 2010-ish, even a little bit after that, athletes wouldn't talk.
Kobe.
You wouldn't hear and talk about politics.
Yeah.
I'm not like that, like
Yeah.
really out there.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's social media. I don't know if that's pressure by their people, our people. I have no issue with it. I don't mind if people talk about it. But it does get to a point to where it's like, I remember when sports was just like sports, like, and that's what I hear from the what is it, the
right?
is it
There's the right and the left.
liberal was liberal and what?
Well, left.
Conservatives.
Conservatives.
Or right or the left, whatever you call it. And I ain't none of them. I ain't none of that. Because there's stuff I disagree with on both and agree with on both. I will never cast myself as part of I don't glorify presidents. I don't glorify parties.
Right.
So yeah, that's I don't mind when LeBron can do all this talking. It doesn't matter. Matter of fact, he's probably a great or the perfect voice to be talking about stuff like that. People need to learn how to tune it out. I've learned how to tune it out, and I'm not tuning it out. It's just like I see what he's talking about, but I also see what other people are talking about when they're like, all right, when I want to watch sports, I want to tune out and watch whatever I want to watch and
Right.
not worry about that.
Yeah.
People don't know how to separate both.
You're speaking on the terms of when they do that, it's not affecting your ability to watch the game.
It's
Like it's not that you're tuning it out, but it's not letting you affect it. Like, oh well, I'm not gonna watch the game today, or I'm not gonna buy that.
No,
guy's
it's not.
jersey. Like you're still a sports fan at the end of the day, and I think that's what kind of comes about it though too. Is like when they talk about the politics, a lot of it is press conferences, a lot of it is interviews. Within the game, they're playing the game. If you're gonna watch the game, watch the game. You don't have to watch the presser. You don't have to watch the interviews of that they do to. Now you're in tune on what they're saying. So obviously you're either leaning towards their direction and what they have to say, or you're trying to lean against it. Go ahead.
Let me ask both of y'all real quick. I'll ask you first. Around what time was it when you started hearing athletes be outspoken?
Trayvon Martin, Eric Gardner, the whole
I Can't Breathe.
And that was in
NBA.
to me, there, and that's where people get it twisted. They turn it into politics. They were talking about the system itself. How can someone blatantly shoot and kill, a teenager and not go to jail for it? Now, I don't even think it was a matter of black or white. It was in a sense of that was the situation, but we're talking about a system here, and that's my whole thing with politics. That's what I'm getting into it, because it's not the right or the left. It's the system that's fucked up. To me, the system is old, outdated, and needs to be fixed. I'm not gonna sit here and act like systematic oppression has not ever happened. And that's where the politics come into it. You got people on the right saying, oh, that's not true. That's not what happened. You got people on the left like, hey, I lived through that. Mm-hmm. I know what happened. Mm-hmm. So that's when I really started seeing athletes. But athletes from the beginning of time, since you started getting minorities into sports, they were speaking their mind. A Jackie Robinson, a Muhammad Ali. They were talking politics. Just because Jordan didn't do it, but he's doing it now, it was a different time in those, and social media has a lot to do with it, because we have empowered ourselves, or social media has empowered everybody to have a voice amongst the mass of people, right? Twitter, Instagram, you can post something, 1,000 people you don't know are gonna see it. And so when you start
10 minutes.
Once you start diving into the whole politics in sports, that's just people that are saying shut up and dribble, they're turning a blind eye to what they don't want to hear or see. You see what I'm saying?
But
so that's gonna happen regardless.
But see, my thing is sometimes, look, I personally, when I watch sports, I just want it to be about sports. But I don't mind if you, what separates me from them is, I don't mind if you talk about whatever current events are happening,
Right.
Because you get to see a side of a person that you never saw. Or even when an athlete talks about their favorite food to eat, what they listen to.
What do they spend their money on?
Yeah, stuff like that. It's all interesting to me, you know what I'm saying? Now, do I care for it? Not really. I don't really care, because, like I said, it doesn't matter to me.
Yeah.
I just want to know how are you going to stop the pick and roll. I just want to know how are you going to prepare for a Tampa 2 coverage.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Why are you still 7-9? Stuff like that. But when you bring in politics, like, the power to you. I'm not going to get turned off by it. I'm not. Because the people that get turned off by it, they bring it back to stats. They bring it back to something that they they speak on but never lived. For example, do you guys know what it feel like to be a millionaire?
No, I would love. Hey, that's why we're doing this, right?
But we speak on it as if we're in their shoes sometimes, right? But at the end of the day, that's why I don't like speaking on a millionaire's lifestyle, because I don't know what that is like.
Millionaire.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So when I can talk about your on the court success or not success,
Or your company failing because of this, because it's in the limelight.
So when you hear someone talk about someone on the right wing, or not necessarily someone on the right wing, just someone who disagrees with the LeBron or something like that about what's going on in the inner city, it's like you've never lived that.
Yeah.
You can't speak to that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Your situation when you get pulled over is different for everybody.
Now I wouldn't go that far.
No. But what I'm saying is, if I let me finish. Put it this way, like getting in trouble with the cops, and I'm from Beverly Hills, is gonna be a lot different experience than getting in trouble and I'm over there in the O of Chicago. You know what I'm saying? It's a different situation. It's because, and it has nothing to do with black or white. It's just where you are in that situation, where the place that you're in. Cops in general, they're humans, right? And I'm not saying nothing bad about cops, but they're also a product of where they're patrolling. And if you're in the ghetto, you're in the inner cities, you're in the projects, cops are more aware. They're gonna be like on their P's and Q's, so to say, whereas a cop from Beverly Hills might be a little bit more lax. Like if you watch the movie End of Watch, and I've talked to plenty of cops before too, a lot of cops don't, like they said, like 80% of cops don't even pull their guns their whole career, because a lot of them don't get to witness that. If you watch a movie of End of Watch, they're like, we pull our guns almost every day because we're in East LA.
But you're going on this tangent. The difference, okay, so what the difference is with everything, okay, you got to look at the issues. The guys in the Olympics that held their hand up. Remember that?
Yeah.
Okay. Muhammad Ali brought up another issue. I'm not going to go fight in the Vietnam War because I don't believe in it because of my religion.
Right.
Is that still going?
Yeah. You got to look at it this. You asked the question, when did we start seeing this get involved? It was the Trayvon Martin thing where they put the hoods on, remember?
Yeah.
When
he was in Miami.
Yeah.
And
So
the NFL was never like that.
So and then
Cap.
Up until
But Colin Kaepernick just bringing the issue of police violence against minorities. The thing about it is they're bringing up issues that are reflecting what's happening to minorities. What politicizes it is people...
predominantly black people.
Yes, what politicizes it is people like on Fox News and CNN that say, hey, they're talking about this, and you get a girl that says, shut up and dribble. They're bringing situations that are happening in an everyday life to a bigger, broaden it to everybody. And I think that does need to happen. As far as Muhammad Ali not wanting to get drafted, that needs to happen because they were drafting a lot more minorities than they were other ones. So it's little issues like that that need to be talked about within their landscape, because everybody on the small level, like you said, millionaires, right? Millionaires had probably gone through this before. LeBron being a young guy living in the hood, J.R. Smith growing up in the hood, so they know what it is, so they bring light to things. It's the bigger picture of CNN, Fox News, making a political view of it when all they're trying to say is things are happening out there. So this guy comes out and says he needs to be good at what he is. Yes, he is really good at basketball, but there's a lot more smaller underlying issues that are happening in society that needs to be brought into a bigger picture. And I think that needs to be done, and I think with all this happening, it does make people open up their eyes a little bit more and say, hey, I live in this small little bubble of my little life here. There is bad stuff going on there, and it makes people open up their eyes a little bit more. And that's where I think athletes, and I bag on them a lot, and I talk very harshly about
we bag on them, the player. That's the thing.
I bag on them a lot for like their issues and stuff like that, but at the same time, they do bring light to situations that are happening in everyday life. So
I keep sinking in.
And I just think that needs to be done.
Yeah.
And it's people like Fox News bringing it. Oh, they're right wing. No, they're just bringing up some issues, guys. This is going on out there, and it needs to be brought to light because everything happens, and people need to know that
Right.
this is really happening.
But there is some dumb shit that players do say.
Oh,
Like even like what I said, like I would
The Earth is
agree.
flat?
I would agree with
The Earth is flat.
like the shit that Kyrie Irving said about the NBA logo,
yes,
Kobe Bryant,
Yes,
the silhouette, and he said basically Black Kings built this league. First of all, that's stupid.
Yes.
Okay, that's stupid.
Finish that though.
Rest in peace, Kobe Bryant. But if anybody is gonna be the logo, it's gonna be Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be. It's
Yeah,
not,
no disrespect to Kobe.
And it's no disrespect to Kobe, but it's gonna be Michael Jordan. And there ain't nothing with the logo right now.
Yep.
What's like people don't even know is Jerry. Who's on the logo?
Jerry West.
He's Kobe.
No, I knew that
Oh,
one.
you knew that?
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know Jerry West is on the logo.
They don't know he built the Warriors team right there. That he was the GM. Now
Yeah, I
he's
don't
with the
know about
Clippers.
Yeah.
But anyways,
And,
yeah.
and I think some of the stuff, and this is where I bang on Kyrie so much. Some of the stuff he does say, it's just random. It's hot takes, and I think sometimes, hey man, not everything needs to be black or white. Not everything needs to be Black Kings built this. Dude, we're all human at the end of the day. Let's all be human.
But the
It's
thing
all-
The
is,
thing is, he has a point in what he's saying, but it's like sometimes statues are not meant to.
be built.
No, sometimes statues that are already built are not meant to. All right, let's reshape the statue.
They don't need to be.
It's
critiqued.
already in place.
Yeah, they don't need to be critiqued.
Well, real quick, now that's a different.
What
thing,
I
right?
mean by that is the NBA logo.
Right.
Yeah.
No, and so
That's
or
like the
my
NFL changing their logo. The
So-
shield.
so what's
Why?
the number one rule in news? If it bleeds, it leads.
Yeah.
I've been saying this for months, and I don't understand in the day that we live in now with social media. If you're that invested into politics or into certain topics, do your own research. It's out there.
Yep.
It is out there. But the news is only going to give you what they want to give you, what you want to hear, what you want to see.
And people are going to tune into what
Yes,
they want
Exactly.
to hear.
That's it.
But now,
It's said right.
but here's another thing that I hate is you're telling
Not what they
you're
need to
telling
hear.
you're
Yeah.
telling people
There you go.
you're telling athletes, oh, just stick to sports. You have no reason to speak about politics. Then why do you want me to vote? When it comes time to put you in office, you want me to vote, but I can't speak on why I want to vote for you or not vote for you. How come you want to give me a vote but not give me a voice?
But it's okay to talk about the issues. Not everything needs to be political.
No,
Like,
that's what I'm saying.
That's exactly what
they
it is.
turn it
Yeah.
political. We're talking. Some athletes really speak on an issue. This is an issue,
There you go.
and the political sides of it turn it political. Oh, see what he said?
But-
We shouldn't like him because of what he said. Oh, see what he said? We should love him for what he said because he's bringing light to it.
They're,
But
they're
we're-
human beings just like us.
Yes, they're
With the
human
help-
beings.
With the wealthier pocket.
But at the end of the day, like I said, it's nice for them to talk about issues, but Kyrie turned it political off an NBA logo. Why does it need to be political? Why does it need to be race driven?
right,
Why-
I
it doesn't
I
need to
get
be
that.
that.
That's
I get-
one thing I don't like is I'm not saying he's race baiting or race driven, but I don't like race baiting unless we joking around.
Yeah.
You know.
And that's what it is. I could see a situation like that where he says, "Oh, the Kings made the." Why does it even need to be that, bro? Hey, it should be Kobe Bryant. He just passed. Rest in peace. But he was a great player. It can't be that. It has to go. Kings made this league. That's where the. Don't bring everything into politics, and that's where players are leaning sometimes. I don't know if it's all the time, but it's okay to bring up an issue. The issues that are happening, but not everything needs to be race driven or politically driven.
But when someone shows you who they are, you believe them. We have seen what Kyrie is. We've spoke about it.
He's a head case.
And yes, and so don't let him affect you saying like, oh, don't be race baiting, dude. Just let him say what he has to say. He's gonna come out with something that he's gonna say again. And look, I'm not gonna discredit him. I'm not gonna knock on him for it. He has just as much freedom to say what he wants to say, just like how we have our freedom to run the show we want to run it.
Yeah.
If someone in the comments say, hey, you guys need to stop talking about this, are we gonna stop talking about it? just because that one person said we were gonna stop talking about it. No. Hey, if you don't like what we gotta say, then tune out. Don't watch our show. I'm not gonna kiss your ass to watch my show. That, like, me trying to make it on this show doesn't mean that I'm gonna put away my morals, my values, my opinions, my facts.
But they don't need to
my
be
feelings.
out there constantly.
No, they're
It's just
not.
like it's just like I'm like the Raider logo. Like,
Oh, yeah.
like say the Raider logo, right? It's a white dude on the logo, right? And it's like
Oh, we can talk about that too.
it's like saying like, oh, the Raiders have more black Hall of Famers, more black players. They should turn the Raider logo into a black dude. Like, how stupid is that?
Yeah.
That's stupid.
Yeah.
It's retarded,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like, nah. And that's coming from Al Davis, who was in the trenches.
Yeah, that guy, first guy to go to a all black college, draft pick players.
Big players from there, and
First
have
Mexican coach.
a black head coach.
Yeah,
Art
black
Shell.
head coach, first Latino coach, or Mexican,
Yeah,
or whatever
so,
you want
I
to call him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
he was
think-
very diverse. He was very diverse.
Like I said, I think when it comes to the race issue, we have made dramatic like leaps and bounds from it, like as a society. But I've always said, unless the system gets changed, nothing is going to happen.
There's
You gotta-
a perfect world.
Yeah, there's no perfect world. And then until you affect the bottom line, which is green, and that's money,
Yeah.
that's when you start to see change.
My thing is, the only way you get affected is get into a position where you could take care of you and take care of your people.
Exactly.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
But see, that-
anyways, we
Yeah,
gotta,
we're
my
going
bad,
to the
my
bottom
bad.
of the ocean on this.
we
one.
gotta
We'll
we
continue
gotta
on.
keep going. You wanted to talk about Zion.
Yes, I do.
Let's slow down. What about Zion?
Okay, we were sitting at Hooters a while back, right? And you brought up your analytics, and I've been banging on him, right?
The way you said it, your analytics.
I've been banging on him a little bit. I think somebody that's 20 years old, and people are hyping him, right? Hyping him. 20 years old, he's on a minute restriction. Another thing, he is overweight, bro. When he's running up and down that court, he looks like a bulldozer, dude. And don't get me wrong, he's gonna be a big boy, right? We're big boys. But
He's like the baby
Yeah.
from the Celtics.
yeah, but
Big baby.
for him to be that big, and for him to be on a minute restriction so young, and I just work. This is what I said. I'm not gonna bag on him. Everybody's hyping him up like he's gonna be the long term thing that he's gonna be in the NBA. I think there's red flags on going on his weight, that he's leaning on his athleticism. He's not developing shots yet. He hasn't even tried, and he's just a drive to the basket guy. And I don't see him long term in the NBA.
Well, he needs to
being great.
develop a shot.
Yes, and that's what I'm saying. I'm not banging on him. He needs to develop a shot. He needs to develop a post game for being how big he is. There's a lot of things that he needs to do, because if he's gonna lean on his athleticism, he's not gonna last in the NBA. And that's what I've been wanting to tell people, because dude, he's like a freight train. He's even bigger than LeBron, but he needs just to.
Could he be the next Shaq?
I'm gonna ask you.
I question his work ethic too. I question it very much.
I'm gonna ask you something.
Could be.
What position? What position do you see him in the NBA
Me as a center.
as a center?
Yeah.
Then, if you look at him as a center,
He's a center.
I have no issue with him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Once you start trying to move him to be something he's really not,
And that's how Giannis.
I don't see him as a center.
But he
Is.
has the skills of a center, but
Right.
his body isn't a center. You get what I'm saying?
Right. Okay, I get you. Yeah.
You know what
I'd
I'm
agree.
saying?
I'd agree.
And
That's why I
that's-
said I don't see him as a center. Like, come on, bro.
But Zion, you look at him and he's like,
You
he's
kind of
not-
want him in the paint, right?
He's not a center. You look at him and he's not a center. This guy should be a skilled power forward. But he plays like a center. According to the analytics, is he has no outside shot.
Not at all.
You know, at least a stretch four.
Yeah.
You know, a stretch skilled four.
I keep
But
moving up.
but
on
he's
this.
not.
I know.
I'm thinking.
And that's
So do you get what I'm saying? Like, do you question I question.
I don't question his heart. I don't question his motor. I don't question none of that.
He's saying his work ethic.
I
I
question
question-
his jump shot.
I'm questioning his work ethic. Because it doesn't seem like he's working to drop weight. It doesn't seem like he's working to... And I hope he does. I hope he does. Because he's a freak of nature, dude. He's even more of a freak of nature than LeBron was.
Well, the thing is, like we got to judge these players according to
Their performance, right?
what do you think their ceiling is, and for what position. Now, there's a lot of position-less basketball. What I mean by that is Ben Simmons can't shoot, but what else does he? He does a lot of other shit that's good.
Passing.
He can defend.
Passing.
He can pass. He can score in the paint. He just doesn't have a shot.
Yeah.
Can Zion dime it up like a Ben Simmons?
I think, see, and that's the thing that I was kind of leaning towards was like, could it be a Shaq? Like, Shaq is known to say, like, hey, I didn't really practice much. I showed up first week. I'm a get in shape within the first 3 months. Yeah. And he was just a power guy. And that's kind of how I view Zion. So when I see Zion, I'm not really like, come on, bro, you got to be shooting threes and all that. I don't see you like that. I see you more of a freight train.
Yeah.
Be in the paint. Impose your will on other players. Wear other players out. He's
Big
that.
fucker.
Yeah, he's the guy that's going to wear like the other teams out. Now, if he develops a shot, I think it only makes him better. But for what he's doing and where he is and the people that's around him, I don't think they even need him to do that yet. We'll go to say,
Yeah.
I mean, it's still early on in his career for me to be like, bro, I don't know about his work ethic. He's not dropping weight. Because what do we always go back to? We don't know what behind the scenes is. What if they want him like that?
Yeah.
What if they're like, nah, bro, you're the freight train right now. Now, when we need you to drop weight, can you? And he's like, yeah, but for now, shit, if you just want to lean on my skill and my force, then we'll just do that.
And I just think another thing, you just compared him to Shaq. This isn't the Shaq era where they have the big men underneath.
Well, it's starting to go that way.
Yeah, like it's
Yeah,
sports always goes back and forth.
It is making a fluctuation back to that.
Because now,
yeah.
look at, and just in relation to that, what do you see in football now? Like before the past couple years, 5-6 years, it is more of a passing league. But now you're starting to see success with running teams, like the Browns. They're like running the ball and really winning in the trenches and seeing like that. You still have. I think a system is good for who you have, regardless if it's shooting the ball, fast breaks, is it big guys, is it little guys. I don't think one system fits all. Like the Warriors were a smaller, faster team, but that's who they had, and that's what they were good at.
Well, I think with the NFL, I think it's more. It's always been about running the ball.
Yeah.
The thing that happened is I think running backs got devalued more.
Definitely did,
Yeah.
but then also too, you saw a lot of college style starting to transition in the
Yes.
NFL. Screen passes,
that was fun.
real quick passes,
A
getting
lot
in
of
and
short
out.
throws, yeah.
That was a Chip Kelly type of shit.